All right. Well, I already screwed up when I did my opening. I hit the wrong one. That wasn't my opening. So maybe Ken messed me up. He threw me off my game already, but that's all right.
That's because I was flirting with your head, baby.
It must have been the kiss on the head. But I'm Joe De Hoyos. I am the host of Beyond the Woodline, and I am going solo apparently today because Shannon cannot make it. She's out doing her paranormal thing. And I'm sure she's on the road if she hasn't made it to Kansas quite yet. But maybe she'll join us later if she gets a chance. But I have special guests with me. I have the Wizards table. How you doing, Angie? Thank you for joining. Um, let me get her out of there. I have Ken Allen and Mistress B. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Me
Doing
and Ken
great, my friend.
have already been talking off and on, and believe it or not, Mistress B, he has not scared me away. He's just made me want to get you guys on the show even more so.
So you're our brand of crazy. I like it.
Yeah, I'm saying same kind of crazy as me. So,
So
so
I didn't scare you away. I didn't scare you
no,
away, Joe.
no, not yet. And this is Dr. William Lester. I always know when he says good evening from Atlanta, he's a good dude, man.
Doctor.
Dr. William Lester, doctor in anthropology,
Uh,
as a matter of fact. Yeah, good
Hey,
dude.
I
oh,
do
nice.
anthropology. That's up
Are
my
Yes,
you?
she
interest.
does.
Yeah,
Yes, she does.
Oh,
forensic
oh,
anthropology.
oh, that's good. That's good. You ought to friend him, man. I'm sure he can, give you some pointers or what have you. I don't know who that was. You guys have to give Facebook permission and StreamYard to use your names. Good evening, my dear friends. Good evening to you too. Um, so yeah, man, tell me about y'all's show, The Wizard's Table, because I saw you guys on through another mutual friend of ours, and I watched the show and I was like, man, I gotta have these guys on. You guys look like you were having a hoot, and I said, I'm gonna get these guys on, and I may have bit off more than I can chew, but that's fine.
You did, baby. But that's all right.
That's all
Because
right.
you know what's your
Yeah, tell me about
redeeming
your show.
quality. You know
What
what's
got
gonna
that
save you.
started?
Oh my God, the Wizard's Table podcast, Mistress B, take it away, baby,
So the podcast got started.
and be
Oh,
harshly honest, girl.
well, basically, this crazy mother father comes up to me and he says, I want to start a podcast. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, I need your help. So I thought the whole time that I'm just going in, helping him design a logo, helping him get it set up. And then 2 weeks before it premieres, he's like, no, you're my co host. So that's how that happened.
Oh, okay. So how did you guys meet?
We met because his husband's son is my boyfriend. So we're connected through some family trees over here,
Okay,
baby.
okay. That's pretty cool. And I guess right away you guys clicked, and it was like we gotta do something together, have some kind of venture, right?
Oh,
We did click
absolutely.
100%. Yeah, it was great. I mean, as soon as I knew that she was into the occult,
Mhm.
witchcraft, sorcery, all of those things, and the fact, Joe, that she did not discriminate against demons, angels, or the jinn, it was
Right,
like a magnet. It's like, I got to know this bitch.
right, yeah. So you guys do deal with the gin, then both of you guys.
I have a jinn. And,
Okay, you have
and
it.
what I mean by that is I've had a jinn spirit with me since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
That's as far as I can remember back, 6 years old.
Mhm.
Yes, I've had a jinn spirit as a guardian. A lot of people have guardian angels, whatever. No, seriously, I'm not down on anybody with guardian angels are powerful. I work with them. I practice Enochian sorcery, but I have a jinn spirit. He's been with me since I was 6 years old. Very powerful entity.
you
Very
can
powerful.
feel Ken's gin when you're around him. Ken has like this heaviness, this power that surrounds him, and you can feel it. It feels like when you're sitting next to him, like something is pushing on your chest. Not in a bad way, just more in the way that like a dog or a cat will sit on your lap and tell you like, hey, I'm right here. But you can feel his gin. I've never felt anything negative from him though, thank God.
Yeah. Oh, can you explain what a gin is?
Well, basically, you can go back to hi, Facebook user, whoever you are. Is that the doctor?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
going to say so, baby. Anyway, so a jinn is a non-human entity, not to be confused with a demon. Now, I do work with angels, demons, and jinn. I do not discriminate. I don't give a shit. Whatever. But, power is power.
Mm-hmm.
Cersei Lannister. Anyway, a jinn is an entity that's made up of what's called smokeless fire. Now, they are not immortal like demons. They live for thousands and hundreds of thousands of years, but they are not immortal. Eventually, they will die of old age, and sometimes they can die when they cross into our realm because they live in a parallel realm to the Earth realm. They live in a parallel realm, and there have been instances of human and jinn offspring. I have met people like that. Oh my God! Not only are they hot and sexy, but they're fucking powerful, bro. But a jinn is made of smokeless fire. Now, I have a theory on that, and I've said this on other podcasts. Well, what is smokeless fire? Plasma, bitch. Plasma. Yeah, right. A plasma-based spiritual life form from a parallel universe.
Okay. And that was Robert, by the way. He said Ken and Mistress B. That was Robert.
Love you, Robert. You're
Hey, Robert.
freaking amazing, dude. We're gonna have you back on soon.
And what about you, Mistress B? You have any experience with the jinn?
No, I have only seen Ken's Jinn. I mean, not seen him, but I've only had experience with Ken's Jinn. I'd like to work with them more. I've actually seen the place that Ken's Jinn resides. I got that special honor. I can't say anything else about it, but
Okay.
it was impressive to see and to experience.
So how long have you guys been involved in the occult?
Oh my
is it something
God,
was it something you were born with, or something you just got into?
Okay, so if it's okay with you, Mistress B, I'm gonna start, and then I'll let you go, baby.
Go for it.
All right. So, all right, I've been practicing the occult or magic or the occult, whatever, in one form or another. Shit, did I just burp live?
Yeah, you did.
Holy
Live.
fuck. Okay. Um, I've been involved with the occult since I was about 11 years old, or practicing since I was 11 years old. My mother is Sicilian. Her mother was Sicilian, and her mother was Sicilian. So I started practicing what's called strega. Strega is Italian folk magic. All right. Italian folk magic obviously has a lot of Catholicism, embedded in it. It's deep. It's everywhere. It's saturated. So that's where I started. So I've been practicing since I was 11, and I am now 45. Long time.
Yeah. I was actually raised Christian, so I was not allowed to do anything remotely related to magic. I wasn't even allowed to watch Power Rangers when I was little because they did magic. And when I was in my early 20s, I started questioning my religion and looking into other sorts of religions and just what else was out there. And I found divination, especially through tarot cards, and I loved it. And I had a natural instinct with it. And I've always been an empath. And so that just kind of spiraled from there. And I'm still growing my practice and figuring out what works for me. And having Ken as my mentor has been incredibly helpful because I get to see every branch of magic that I want because, he doesn't discriminate between good and evil, black and white, whatever. It's whatever I want to learn, he's there to teach me.
That's pretty cool. That he would be a mentor. That's probably the biggest surprise of the show so far.
I know, right? I know. I really love her. With regards to our podcast, The Wizard's Table, she has done so much for me. She handles all the tech issues. I don't know shit about computers, dude, but I can tell you a lot of shit about Ouija boards, bro.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, that was something I wanted to get into later on, but since you brought it up, so you've dealt with it, right, Ken?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And what has been your experience with the Ouija boards?
Everything's been positive as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, that's up to perspective. First, I want to say there are no absolutes. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There is no such thing as an absolute. There are no binaries.
Mhm.
There's no binary. There's no absolute evil or absolute good. That's bullshit. Nothing can exist that way. It just can't, dude. I mean, it just can't. So I have done divination with the Ouija board. I have done past life regressions for other people with the Ouija board. I've contacted spirits. People. Okay, so for example, this woman contacted me. Her mother died, and the house was haunted or whatever. Okay, maybe it was haunted. I don't know. I didn't know at the time, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me bring my Ouija board. So I set up a Ouija board. I set up a digital recorder, and I set up a spirit box. By the way, I have that real famous spirit box that what the fuck is his name? Zach Bagans uses or whatever.
Right.
You know, and the voices come through. So I was using all three of those things at one time, but all three of them confirmed what my instincts told me, because I'm an empath too, but I've tried to cut that shit off because it's too much for me to handle. It's insane. That's why I can't smoke marijuana, because it makes my third eye go, ow, you know. But I've had nothing but positive results with the Ouija board. By the way, I do want to say this. Yes, the Ouija board is a type of necromancy. And guess what, you paranormal investigators? Using a spirit box is a type of a necromancy. Calling on spirits to talk to you through a digital recorder is a type of necromancy. It's fucking true, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's necromancy. You are trying to communicate with the dead. What else the fuck would it be?
You know what? You're absolutely correct on that. And I've always thought that, at least about the spirit box, but now that you're talking about the digital recorder, yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, baby.
Yeah.
And so no, I've had nothing but positive results with the Ouija board and with the pendulum. Actually, I have laid the Ouija board down, done my spells, my incantations, my prayers, and used the pendulum over the Ouija board. Okay.
Really?
A lot of people don't even think. You got to think out. You got to think like Loki from Marvel or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Or the Norse god Loki, whom I actually used to work with the Norse gods, and I had sex with Loki one time, but that's for another show. Anyway,
That's for the premium channel.
Ooh. And
Yeah.
he does not have dark hair. He's redheaded and he has a few freckles right here. But anyway, he's a ginger. But you can use the pendulum over the Ouija board, and it's fucking amazing. Voodoo. Oh my God. Yes, of course. Voodoo, West African, as opposed to how it is viewed in the United States. Okay, so my religion, Facebook user, whoever you are.
Dr. William Lester.
All right, doctor. I am actually a voodooist or a voodooist. That is my religion. Voodoo is my religion. So, oh my God, it's so different. You have New Orleans / Creole voodoo, which is non-initiatory. And then you have what's the Haitian voodoo, which is very initiatory. And the thing about it is, if you are, if you're a little blonde, white girl in her mama's basement trying to fucking practice voodoo and calling on Papa Legba and Baron Samedi and Maman Bridget and all these, Loa spirits of the voodoo pantheon, bitch, you're gonna get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Some bad shit gonna happen to you, baby.
The
Your makeup's
spirits
gonna
don't
get
play.
smeared and your face gonna get smacked. And some people have, all seriousness, some people have actually died because of it. You do not practice, especially Haitian voodoo or voodoo, unless you are initiated. Now, Creole / New Orleans voodoo, that's a little different, but you still need to know your shit. You need to know what the Loa want. You still need to know the proper way to create the veves using the cornmeal or the bone dust.
Voodoo
right.
is very heavy on respect, and if you don't
Yes.
have respect for the Loa, and you don't have respect for your ancestors, because your ancestors are a lot of the times how you communicate to these Loa. Like if you don't have your stuff set up, you're gonna get fucked up. So don't just go, make a little poppet and think that you're a voodoo priestess now, because you're not.
Yeah, I have a voodoo temple, and Mistress B, I've showed it to you.
It's gorgeous and it smells amazing.
Y'all know anything about the West Africa voodoo?
I don't know much about the West African voodoo.
Okay.
No,
I've
and
always wanted
I'll
to
admit
learn.
that. But it's very powerful stuff. It's very secret stuff.
Yeah, and it's different because it's not based on principles of Catholicism as much as Americanized voodoo is. They had to do it that way because when they came over, they weren't allowed to practice their own religion. So they adopted it to Catholicism so that they could still practice in secret, so that by praying to a certain saint or a certain angel, they're praying to a certain Loa.
Damn right, baby.
Okay. And what about Jamaican voodoo?
Jamaican go crazy. I'm not messing with that. I say that with all the love.
Ganja.
With all due respect, right?
Now, the only thing I do know about Jamaican voodoo is weed, marijuana, is a big part of the ceremonialism of Jamaican voodoo. But now in my voodoo or voodoo temple, I have what's called a potomitan. Okay. And Mistress V can testify to this. It's a huge freaking pole that goes from the floor. It's embedded in concrete. I created this shit myself. It took me like several days to create it. But it's embedded in a huge, massive thing of concrete. It's like 900 pounds of concrete. And the pole goes up, up, up into the roof. All right. That's where the Loa come down and they meet you. And I use my offerings. See, I have a good relationship with Loki, the real Loki, not that Marvel shit, and Papa Legba. All right. So I use a lot of Jamaican rum in my offerings. And I have used rabbits and chickens and squirrels as an offering. At first, it was rather difficult, but once I seen the power that it gave me, I didn't give a shit no more. I know that sounds horrible, but and I don't mean power like just straight up occult power, like Thanos with a fucking glove on. I mean spiritual enlightenment. Spiritual enlightenment. The Loa, Papa Legba, Baron Samede, Maman Brigade, all these entities, they're real. They're 100% real. And then you have what's called the creator. So the creator in Voodoo Pantheon is Bondai. Muskogee. My father is Muskogee and my mother's Sicilian. All right, so the Muskogee creator is called Hisaka Namisi, the giver and taker of the breath of life. They're all the same thing. It's all the same energy, bro.
My buddy Lupe right there. A good guy. So how do you guys incorporate this into your daily lives? Or do you?
Voodoo?
Yeah.
Prayer. For me, it's prayer. The Loa, I don't give a shit what I do outside of that. I give offerings. I have a schedule where I give Papa Legba or Legbas or St. Peter Legbas, because all right, when you get into the Catholic voodoo type stuff or whatever, that would be like 12 hours of podcasting. St. Peter Legbas, but I give him like 1 week of solid devotion.
What is Baba Loa? I see someone asked a question about that. Y'all know anything about that?
Babalao.
Babalao is a priest. Babalao is a priest. I'm very good friends with a magnificent Babalao. His name is Jean-Jerome Baudry. He's very, yes, exactly. Very powerful. He has a podcast. And can I mention that?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
Jean-Jerome Baudry, called Ancestral Eyes. I have nothing but the best respect for that man. Oh my God.
He's incredible. He's so knowledgeable. He's so powerful. And he's also so ridiculously sweet and respectful. He's down to answer questions. He's been incredible and an incredible friend to the wizard's table.
Yes, he has. He's a priest of what's called Ifa, I-F-A, Ifa. Now, I don't know much about Ifa, and I will admit that. Ifa is extremely powerful. It predates voodoo or voodoo. It is extremely initiatory. If you try to, baby, if your ass tries to practice Ifa without being initiated, you will be struck down by fucking lightning from heaven and hell.
Yeah, you'd had more luck trying to summon Satan on your own than you would trying to practice that without being initiated.
Yeah, that's serious stuff.
And this is William Lester again.
What is the biggest mistake people make in conjuring spirits when they don't know what they're doing? Mistress B, do you want it or do you want me to take it, baby? It's up to
Yeah,
you.
let her-
Start.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
What'd
think
you
the
say?
biggest. I'll start. I think
Okay.
the biggest mistake is not establishing your own protection, because if you don't know what you're doing and you end up with a spirit that's too powerful, you're going to be screwed, because you can call on whoever you want. It's not up to you to call on the spirit. It's whichever spirit wants to answer. This is why so many people get into trouble when they're using Ouija boards and stuff like that, is because they're trying to talk to grandma. Meanwhile, they get a demon and they're not ready for it.
Basically what she said, amen. Or hail Satan, I don't fucking care. Amen, baby. Yeah, and all bullshit aside, she speaks the truth. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you got to use protection. Some of the protection methods that I use is, for example, the LBRP, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, which is actually very simple. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. For your viewers who don't know, and if you don't know, Joe, look up LBRP. Honestly, you can just type in LBRP on Google, or you can type in Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. It's extremely powerful. Extremely
it's also
powerful.
Really simple. So simple, his son knows it.
Yeah, my son is 4 years old. He's beautiful. He has long blonde hair. Well, like me, right? But my son actually can speak Hebrew at 4 years old. And the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram is spoken in Hebrew.
Let me ask you guys something. You guys are certainly, giving some good advice, and you guys have a lot of respect, I can tell. But have you guys ever gotten in over your heads?
I have not. I very much am aware of my own power and my own capabilities. That's why I won't use a Ouija board without Ken, because I know that I'm not strong enough to deal with whatever I can call on. I know that I have a very powerful voice, so I won't.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, I have never had a bad experience when practicing the occult ever. I have met some pretty fucking badass demons. Paimon. Whoo, baby. Paimon. Lord Jesus, girl. Paimon is like second only to Lucifer, but baby, god damn is he sexy. But anyway, no, I've never had any problems, Joe. There you go. Hey, Shannon.
Hey, I just got off the road. I'm sorry.
I like your hair, girl. Your hair looks good.
And I said,
You're breaking up. We can't hear you.
I just got off the road.
She said she just got off the road.
No, I had a 7-hour drive to get to just wanted to get to my phone. I had to find my phone.
What do you guys want? What do you guys?
Let's see. What can the guests tell us about the nature, habits, and motivations of demons? I think that they each have their own. It's up to each of them. They just like people, they all have their own personalities, and you have to learn their individual kinks. Ken can speak on it more, but it's hard to say that, they're all evil and they're all tricksters, because that's not true. They're not. They can be really powerful allies, and even angels can be quote unquote evil. So you have to figure out what your motivation is, what their motivation is and how they align to figure out who you need to call on. And you have to figure out what level they're on, because if you're dealing with something big, you got to get a big demon to handle it.
That's right. Because see, I've done exorcisms, not just Roman Catholic exorcisms, but I have done exorcisms where I've had to call upon powerful, high-ranking demons to get rid of subordinate demons who are actually possessing people. I have seen a hell of a lot of supernatural activity with regards to exorcisms. Dude, I've seen shit that you wouldn't fucking believe, bro. Your audience wouldn't believe it. I don't talk about it much on podcasts anymore because people think I'm either lying or I'm just full of shit or I'm crazy, which yeah, I'm a little crazy, but whatever. But I've seen some crazy shit. But yeah, again, I usually call upon a higher ranking demon to remove a low ranking demon, because usually a demon that possesses somebody is 90% of the time a lower ranking demon, like an imp like demon, a no named whatever the fuck.
Right. Okay.
And a lot of it isn't evil. Some of it's just mischief. They get bored.
Yeah, they do. Angels. Yeah. I had to do a not an exorcism, but I had to banish an angel one time. So okay. It used to be a Catholic church, and it like went out of business, decommissioned, whatever. And a family bought the house or the church, and it was basically decommissioned. So this particular angel was very upset and very angry that this house was no longer a church. And because of that, it started, throwing things around. It didn't hurt anybody. It wasn't bad. There was no scratching or biting or any of that shit you hear on these travel channel shows or whatever, where they try to, sensationalize a lot of shit, but the angel was there and it was angry. And here's how I knew. So I practice shamanism as well. So I got in what's called a shamanic state of consciousness, or an altered state of consciousness, using a hand drum. 220 beats per minute. It's easy. Everybody in the world is programmed to do that, because everybody in the world that genetically comes from a shamanic society at one point in time. Just boom, 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 boom. I met with my jinn in the state. My jinn said, not in so many words, obviously, dude, you're dealing with an angel. You're dealing with an angel. I'm like, for real? What? This is the first time for me, It's like, yeah, you're dealing with a being of light, a celestial entity. I was like, well, shit. What should I do? So he gave me some pointers. So I called upon my boy, Ouroboros, who is a demon, powerful demon. Look up Ouroboros. Anyway, so I called upon Ouroboros, and I conjured him into the residence to banish the angel. Yes. Baby. Yes, baby. That's a true story. I swear anything on it, girl.
So you guys have had demons help you, and I guess angels work against you?
Well, I've had demons help me. I've had angels help me. I've had jinn help me, and I had demons go against, angels go against, and the jinn go against. Yeah, it's like I said, nothing is absolute.
Right.
Nothing is absolute, dude. It's energies playing on energy, shit going back and forth. It's fucking chaos. I also practice. Go ahead.
There's a lot of drama. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, them bitches is full of drama. You think humanity got drama? Oh my God, those infernals and celestials, them bitches got some drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. For real though.
Do you want to add anything to that, Mrs. B?
I think basically you got to remember that all of this stuff existed before we did, and we don't know the whole story. So it's kind of, it basically is like high school drama. You can't assume that somebody's right because they're an angel and somebody's wrong because they're a demon. You got to look at everybody's individual stories and try and piece it together. And to get what you want, you have to find the person that's closest aligned to you.
Okay. Absolutely right. Love you. You're fucking amazing, Mr. Speed. That's why you're my co-host.
Love you too, Ken.
On the Wizard's Table podcast. Anyway, Facebook user. Maybe this is the doctor. Yes.
I don't know yet. We'll find out.
Have the guests ever experienced? Now, see, I don't even spell that shit.
Yeah, don't fuck with a Wendigo.
I'll bet you gonna say it.
Well, I'll say it one time just to make sure everybody knows I'm serious.
All right.
That shit's like Lord Voldemort. Don't name it. Don't fuck with it.
Right,
don't
that's
try
right.
to find
Amen.
them. Don't do anything, because the way that those are created is some fucking fucked up shit, and you don't want to touch it.
No, baby.
You know, like I told both of you guys, I actually, I come from the world of Bigfoot and cryptids, and
That's right.
and I often wonder, because people are always like, they see, Bigfoot or Sasquatch or a Wendigo or whatever, all skinwalkers. I think they're all different entities.
Yeah.
I think the Bigfoot that I look for is flesh and blood. It's an animal of earth. But I think there are other entities out there that people confuse with Bigfoot. And it all gets lumped into that one category, that Bigfoot can jump through portals, Bigfoot is interdimensional, Bigfoot is supernatural. I don't think that's true. I think there are other creatures out there that are getting lumped in with poor little Bigfoot.
That's why I don't like the term cryptids necessarily, because it encompasses too much. There
Right.
are creatures that we don't know about, like the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot and that sort of thing, that are relatively harmless on an Earth scale level. And then there are other entities that you just don't want to fuck with. Like freaking fairies, and like you don't want to mess with fairies. Don't ever take a gift in the forest.
You
Just
don't,
do
baby.
it.
And you
Fairies will
sure?
fuck your
No,
life
that
up.
absolutely.
What?
Go
What
ahead,
was
Joe.
that?
I'm sorry.
No, she said don't take what into the forest?
Don't take gifts from the forest. If you find something in the forest that you're like, hey, this isn't supposed to be there, don't take it. It's a fairy gift and they'll ruin your life.
That's right. And you don't want to sit down. You do not want to like walk into and or sit down in what's called a fairy ring. Okay. Are you familiar with fairy rings, Joe?
Not really, but I've come across a couple of strange
I'm sure you have.
structures. While I've been out into the woods, I've seen some strange stuff. And I'm
Okay,
like,
so a fairy ring is basically a cluster of mushrooms in a circle.
okay,
If you stand inside that, not so much today because the technology and shit or whatever, they know what the fuck they're doing.
I saw that on Saturday. I saw that Saturday, and the person I was with, I said, "Man, check this out." Yeah, it was a Saturday, Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember.
Yeah. But they can screw you up, bro. They can screw
Sunday.
you up.
Sunday.
Yeah. You step inside of a fairy ring, most people's like, oh, look at me. I'm in a fairy ring. Dolly, 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 like on a lollipop. They can fuck you up, bro. They can screw you up, man.
Fairies are powerful. They are mischievous. They will
They're
not
deadly.
give up. Oh,
They're
yeah.
deadly. They're very deadly.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about Ouroboros. Isn't Ouroboros sometimes depicted as an anthropomorphic horse? What can the guest tell us about that? He's the 55th demon in the Goetia. Look up Le Megaton, the book Le Megaton. If you don't have this book, I encourage you to buy the Le Megaton and look up Ouroboros. Okay? He's a very powerful demon, but he is extremely friendly. That's right. He's a fallen angel, but he's extremely friendly to the sorcerer. He will not allow other demons or other entities of any race to screw with the sorcerer. He's very protective of you. If you call upon Ouroboros, bitch, he got you, baby. He got you, baby.
These questions have been coming from William Lester. Yeah, he's asking some good questions today.
Thank you, William Lester.
Yeah. So, you said you were doing forensic anthropology, mistress, right?
Yeah, that's actually what my college degree is in. I've always been fascinated with puzzles and the human body and bones especially. So I actually went to college for forensic anthropology.
She's
I don't
kinky.
use it now.
She's kinky.
So do you incorporate that at all, or with the occult, or the occult into your anthropology?
I like to use my anthropological background when I'm learning about new types of magic. I like to do research on the culture and the history and that sort of thing and figure out where the magic comes from to really figure out if I can apply it to myself and to my path. Because if I don't align with the culture at all, like I know it won't be helpful for me. It's a negative and a positive meeting together sort of thing.
Have you had experience with the Puckwudgies? You guys are familiar with that or not?
Oh, those
Don't mess with Puckwudgies either.
Yes. I mean, we're right there with the Wendigo. All right, those some ugly bastards. All right. Okay, so real quick, with regards to the Puckwudgies, get you a pine cone, baby. All right, Facebook user. I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, but I call everybody baby. What, Joe?
That was William again.
Okay, I call everybody baby. Whatever, it's just who I am. Get you a pine cone, baby, and douse that bitch. You see this right here? Douse it with it's not spearmint. What the fuck is it?
Peppermint?
Peppermint, yes. Douse that bitch with peppermint oil and throw that shit at the Puckwudgie. Or where the Puckwudgie was. That bitch will be frozen. It can't move, it can't do shit. It's done. Over. End of game. Bloop. Like Resident Evil, baby. Ahriman. Holy fuck.
We're asking the hard-hitting questions out
yes,
here.
I love this shit. Ahriman. He's a badass. I fucking love him.
Who is he or what is he or?
That comes from Zoroastrianism. It comes from Zoroastrianism, which is basically where Christianity comes from when you get down to it. You know, he's the evil god. You have Ahura Mazda, which is the benevolent god, and then you have Ahriman, who is like the Satan, or in Islam is the Iblis. You know, the jinn that refused to bow down to Adam because Adam was made of clay and the jinn are made of smokeless fire.
Don't you guys love his name?
Who?
Yeah.
No, my guest right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you believe
yeah.
That is his real name?
Really? Enoch? That's fucking great,
That's
man.
awesome.
I hope the hell he practices his Enochian magic.
He is a Viking.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hail Thor.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Hail Thor, Odin, Freya, and fucking Loki, baby.
Yeah. He's one of my best friends.
That's awesome. No, for real, that's awesome. Enoch. I love it. Walter Enoch. That's great. I am.
I don't know what he's saying I am. I don't know what he's saying I am about, but he is.
Probably he's one cool dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Enoch, dude, bro, send me a friend's request because I can tell you some awesome shit about Loki, bro.
He actually messaged me a while ago. He said he wants to have you on his show. He has a show about Valhalla Paranormal is what it's called.
I've heard of that show.
Cool.
I know. I've heard of that show.
Yeah. Well, he's been on my show a few times, and so he's mentioned it.
Does he have a beard and shit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fuck, dude.
And he's got his hair
I
in
shouldn't
the
have
braids.
shaved tonight. I had barely a goatee.
I can't full beard.
No. I have heard of his show, and we could talk about Saith and stuff like that. You know, I had Freya Oswin, by the way, Enoch. I had Freya Oswin on my show, and I know you know who she is. And me and Mr. Spear are going to have Kadrick Olson on our show soon too. So you guys are my next guest. Hell yeah, we are.
We're in.
She's like, okay.
This is what happens. I just get dragged along to things.
That's right. You don't have a choice. Hail Thor. Hail Odin. Hail Freya, Loki, Siv, Heimdall. Whoever.
You know, one of the things right off the bat I like about you guys is that you guys know your limits and you know what to do, what not to do, and you're not just out there gunslinging away. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know, and I like that you guys are actually have respect and you're thinking about what you're doing.
We do. I mean, you
guys look like you have a lot of fun and you have a lot of passion about what you do, but you know, I can tell you guys actually, what, this always being careful, I guess,
It's serious stuff. Jack,
Yeah,
when
right.
it comes, at the end of the day, it is very, very serious stuff. And obviously, you got to have fun with it, but you got to be fucking serious too, man, because
Right.
there's some shit out there that will murder you. And I don't just mean on a spiritual level, but it will physically kill you, this shit, if you're not careful.
It's like riding a motorcycle. You can have all the fun you want. You can pop your wheelies. You can go 100 miles an hour. But if you're not safe and you're not responsible, you're going to end up on the pavement.
Your metaphors make me wet, baby.
So let me ask you, well, what about, there are people out there who want to get started in this, or want to, I don't know if dabble is the right word, if you want someone necessarily dabbling in this
You know
stuff.
what? Dabble is not a bad word. I like it because it's so anti-fucking cosmic. It's like, I don't want to dabble. I love that shit. Take it, Mr. Speak.
I think if you want to dabble, I would look into your own sort of history. See what you've been born into. You have a lot of Italian blood. You have a lot of Italian family. Start with Italian folk magic. There are so many other cultural magics that you can look into. And if you don't know, try something small. Try divination, tarot cards, pendulum, maybe a little bit of candle magic. That stuff won't get you in trouble as trying to conjure a demon on your first day out.
Shit, there was something I was going to say to Walter. Damn it, but that vampire question screwed me up, which is a great question, by the way. Thank you for asking.
That's William again.
Actually, it goes back to Sumerian, Babylonian, and ancient Sumer. But shit, I'm sorry, Enoch. Or,
let's see. I think that I've always wanted, we really want to get a vampire on our show, like a live vampire.
We have always wanted, yeah. We've always wanted on the Wizard's Table podcast. A little pun there. We've always wanted to interview a modern day vampire. We'd rather have somebody who's a real fucking because they do exist. Okay,
right.
There are a few of them. Back in I used to love. I still do. I love Anne Rice. Okay, I had this fantasy, and I used to go out on my back porch, look up at the stars, and say, "God damn, Lestat, please come and bite me here or any other where you want." But I love Anne Rice, and the Egyptian thing obviously holds water. Anne Rice tapped into something. She really did. She's a great author. I know she went all Christian and nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti and all that shit, but she is a good author. But yes, Egypt, that's right. Very good. And ancient Sumer, or the Sumerians. That's truly where the vampires started. They started in the sands, the desert of ancient Sumer. They were the dunes. Because the dunes were considered things that took life away from people. And what is life? Blood is life.
And it makes sense if you think about it. If you're in a dry, arid climate and you don't have a lot of water, and water is what humans need to survive, they have to find something else. So it makes sense that they were born in the desert because they didn't have the life water, so they had to find their life blood somewhere else.
Yeah. And they did. They did. So.
Author says you are good. I don't know what that means.
You talking about me, baby, or her, baby? It doesn't matter. I'm just kidding.
So, what about books? Would you recommend a good book for someone to read, or?
Holy cow! Oh my god, dude!
I'm sure you guys have a lot of books, but
dude, I have read.
Think about someone who's starting out.
Okay, you know what? Y'all gonna think I'm crazy as hell. And Mr. Speaking, yeah. No, not me. And I've said this on, actually, it was on our podcast, wasn't it? Nancy, it was a chick named Nancy, who, by the way, is so cool. And she likes to use, what's that little, when she bakes this? Yeah, she likes to bake shit, whatever. But she asked about starting out, right? And I said, honestly, you guys are going to say, oh my God, Ken, you fucking suck, you asshole. Scott Cunningham. I'm serious.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Start out with Scott Cunningham. Cunningham. It's very basic.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but that is a good place to start. It really is. Because
Yeah, I've read some of his books. Yeah.
okay, so you know.
Yeah.
He was a very, very well-known and obviously loved guy in the witchcraft and pagan, specifically Wiccan community. No, I'm not Wiccan. I don't do that shit, but whatever, more power to you if you do. But I would recommend Scott Cunningham. He gives the very bare basics of things like this. Now, this book right here,
Black
you
Grimoire.
yeah, you probably don't want to start with the Black Grimoire, okay? You probably don't.
Another really good book. I would read Freya Oswin's book.
Yeah.
Hers is
Absolutely.
incredible. She talks about dragon magic, which I think that if you're starting out in magic, like I said, you want to get your protection down, you want to get your ancestors all lined up. But dragon magic is really, really helpful.
And Patty Negri. We interviewed Patty Negri from Ghost Adventures. She's the psychic medium from Ghost Adventures. Patty Negri has some great, I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry, Patty, if you're watching. Forgive me, but she has some good books on dragon magic as well. But you know what? I tell you what, learn the LBRP. Learn the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. Learn Tetragrammaton, which is one of the oldest known names of God. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or not, that name has power. Tetragrammaton.
And what about, I don't know, we want to call them tools that they can use or for starting out, whether it be crystals or the pendulum, or would you tell them to stay away from the Ouija board until you get better? Or
I'm a little irresponsible, so I'd say just start playing with the Ouija board and see what happens. But when it comes, actually, I would say right, just fucking dive in, dude. But no, you want to get you a wand. You want to get a wand. I would recommend a wand and a dagger made of iron or steel, preferably iron, because a lot of negative energies do not like iron. They loathe iron. Hence, one of the reasons why a lot of ancient cemetery or old cemeteries were surrounded by wrought iron fences, because it held the spirits in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't like iron. Fairies, they don't like iron either. No, they don't like iron. You'll piss them off, and they'll kill you in your sleep. But
I think crystals are a really good place to start too, because they're decently neutral on the magical scale. I think if you want to dabble into magic, start with things that are only positive, and start noticing the changes in your life. Get you a couple crystals. Get you candle magic is really, really great, and it's really intuitive because a lot of it is color associations and your own associations with them. So, like, if you think blue is calming, use some blue candles. If you think purple is royalty and power, use that. Watch you get your new job.
Absolutely. 100%. She's right on the money. She's good. I mean, how long have you been practicing now, girl?
Probably only like 4 years.
Okay. You're amazing. You're great.
Yeah, you have some great answers.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's great. I love her so much, and I want to hug her and touch her hair. There was something I was going to say, but I don't remember now. But it's cool. But yeah, dragon magic is good. It's cool. Patty Negri, again, she knows her shit. Yeah, I don't want to tell people start soft like DJ Conway, but I have a lot of respect for DJ Conway, because DJ Conway's books got me started on the heathen / Asatharu path. Okay. That's where I started to meet Loki and Odin and Hela and all those people that Enoch would know.
Yeah, and definitely start learning about a bunch of different pantheons.
Yes.
Find one that aligns to you, but learn about the other ones too, because they all exist at the same time. It's not one or the other. Start learning different symbolisms for different entities, because they'll call to you in a lot of weird ways. I've been called by Athena. I heard my first owl the other night, and it was the loudest sound I've ever heard. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to work with Athena now.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't have to be ancestral. It doesn't have to be bloodline. You know, Papa Legba, or Legba, Sortida Legbas. You know, he called to me many years ago. I had dreams about him. It was like 9 nights in a row. Well, the number 3 and 9 are very sacred to Papa Legba. You have you have a recurring dream for 9 nights in a row. It's like, oh my God, am I going crazy? What the hell's going on here? He wants to work with you. So it doesn't have to be blood or ancestral. Just do it. Let the experience happen. Let it happen. You know, if it calls to you, or if the gods or the jinn or the demons or angels or whatever the fuck you want to call them, these energies, they call to you, just let it happen, baby. Just let it happen.
As long as you don't fuck with closed practices. A closed practice is a closed practice for a reason. That is where the line is drawn. Other than that, go balls to the wall.
That's right. That's right. You know, I went to, Joe, I went to a pagan festival many, many years ago. Oh my God, was it 2010 or 2011? All I know is I was younger and more attractive. But oh my God, dude, this pagan festival, they were drinking and dancing wildly. I mean, these bitches it was in Virginia. These bitches was naked around the fire. They had an orgy later that night. I regretfully declined. But man, there were so many people there that had a connection to like Medusa.
Really?
Oh yeah. They looked at Medusa as a type of goddess that was done wrong by Poseidon. Read the lore, read the mythology. You know, some people who are devoted to obviously again Medusa. Some people who were devoted to Osiris, to Isis. I had Isis call me one time. Dude, that shit was fucking crazy, bro. As a person who tries to embrace African ancestry, I am drawn to the recognition of Ra. Have the guest experience with, not a whole lot. I have worked with Ra, but a little bit. He's powerful, but I couldn't tell you much. I'm so sorry. I wish I could. But he is very powerful and enlightening. And my God, the energy he puts out will wake you up. It's like doing a line of cocaine, baby. Anyway, I'm just being honest. What to do if someone puts a spell on?
There's a really easy way to actually tell if you've been cursed. Take an egg, take a glass of water, crack your egg into the glass of water, and if you see blood, if you see a lot of little trails, like taking an egg in a glass of water is one of the easiest ways. Another way you can do it is you can light a candle, you can watch how it flickers, you can do some divination with tarot cards. There are all sorts of things to be able to tell. But honestly, if you feel like you have something on you, it's your intuition guiding you. You probably have something on you. Do a little divination to figure out who did it and what it is and how to get it off you.
100%.
I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I had a hex put on me, and for like 2 years, I could not figure out what the hell was going on with me. I was like in this fog. There were other things going on, you know, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. And one day, somebody called me up who lived in South Carolina at the time. I'm here in Houston, and she called me up. She's a friend of mine, and she told me that she dealt with all this stuff, and I don't want to give out too much detail. I'll tell you guys off the air. And she named the person that I know that deals with this and who put that shit on me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started. Yeah. Well, I didn't know what the hell. I thought I was fucking in a depression or something, but I didn't feel like I was depressed, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I'm in a depression. I felt normal for the most part, but I just felt like I was being pulled down I felt like I was in this fog. I just couldn't get out of it, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you guys about that off the air, you know.
Sure,
You gotta
Yeah.
trust your intuition. Your
Absolutely.
intuition knows what's up.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. Excuse me. Oh, of course, Robert will dance. Robert Rigi. But there's a lot of things that me and Mistress B will talk about on your podcast and other podcasts. And there's stuff that we will talk about on the Wizard's Table podcast. But there's some things that we just will not. We refuse to talk about at all to the public. There's certain information and wisdoms that we will just not give. Because it's a hard road when you practice the occult. It's a hard road. You got to work your ass off to gain this knowledge, this wisdom, and yes, it's power. There's power here. Absolutely, there's power here. And sometimes the spirits will put taboos on you. That's right. They will put taboos on you. I mean, I've known some heathens who have taboos where they can't eat rabbit. They can't eat rabbit, or certain gods and goddesses will have nothing more to do with them. The point is, we talk about certain things. We talk about what we can. And for the most part, we're pretty transparent. Obviously, I don't give a shit, but there are some things that I keep locked up. Bokor. Yeah, Bokor is he's not a voodoo priest. He's not a voodoo priest. He's a voodoo sorcerer, and he works. He's like what's called a two-headed doctor, or someone who works with both hands in voodoo. He practices both good and black magic in voodoo. He will fuck a person up for money, or he will bless them for money. That's what a Bokor is. I served as a Bokor for a while, but there were some things I would not do. When I had a lady come to me one time that wanted me to terminate oh my God, I don't even want to say it. She wanted me to terminate something, okay? Let's just say her husband left her for another woman, and this woman got pregnant, okay? You follow me? Mm-hmm. I told her, fuck no, I'm not doing that. No way. No way. I will not do that. I hung up on her. I blocked her on Facebook. I won't do that. I won't cross that line. No way in hell. I have a son. Children are sacred. They're holy. They're holy.
But not all Bokor are like that. You get some that are just in it for the money and
that's right.
Whatever people want. There are a lot that are working against good, and they'll either do it for money or they'll do it just because they can.
Yeah, just because they can. Absolutely. Just because they can exercise that power. And they do have that power. They have that power. They can do that shit. Mm-hmm. These children are off limits as far as I'm concerned. No way in hell. No way. Mm-mm.
Well, guys, we're coming up on the end of the show, but I want you guys to maybe tell the audience something positive, give some positive energy out there to them, or, just say whatever.
You know what? I want to talk about some cool kick-ass shit, bro. Thank you, Walter. I want to hear from you. Send me a friend's request, baby. I'll tickle your beard. I'm just kidding. So real quick, we talked a little bit about this, Joe. And I'm sorry, Mr. B. I got to get this shit out because maybe I'm just easily amused. I don't know, but I love this shit. So I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, right? And the blue man on there, what the hell is his name? Yondu, whatever the hell. Yondu, yes. And when he had his arrow and he was going down, right? When he was floating down and dude was laughing at him, he's like, ha, 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 ha. And Yondu was like, what's so funny? He was like, you look like Mary Poppins. And he was like, is he cool? And he paused for a second. He's like, hell yeah, he's cool. And he was like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Fucking love that shit, bro. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I would totally say that shit. I'm the type of person that would fucking walk out in the middle of Times Square with an umbrella and scream, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh my God. I loved that. That did it for me with that movie, dude. I fell in love with that movie that night. I'm
Ken,
Mary
you're
Poppins, y'all. Are you
ridiculous.
serious? I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. And he had the Southern accent to go with it. Yes,
loved it.
baby. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
My parting words will be a little bit different. I'd say everybody just work on your mantras. Those are really, really positive. The things that you tell yourself every single day, they really hold a lot of power. Your words and your beliefs hold a lot of power. So if you want a new job, tell yourself every day, I'm getting a new job. You need more money, tell yourself that abundance is around and you're going to get it. If you need anything, work on your mantras.
I want to say real quick that we are gods. Most of us just do not realize it yet. We are gods. You know what the definition of a god was in Egypt? Someone who ate here, that stood on 2 feet, and excreted out of their ass. I know it sounds silly, right? I know. Laugh, ha ha ha. But bullshit aside, we are gods. Yes. Most of us just don't realize it yet. And we have that power. We can do this shit. Magic is the technology of God and or gods. It's a technology. It really is. Oh, real quick. I want to say this. I'm sorry. I know we're getting out of time. I work with a guy named Stacy Brown Jr., who is a Bigfoot / skunk ape hunter. Yes. And I'm going to be in a movie called The Mookie Experiments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know about that.
You do?
Yes, I know about that.
Well, I'm the guy that's conjuring Lucifer. So when you watch The Mookie Experiments,
are you acting in the movie doing it, or are you doing it for real?
No, I'm actually doing it. I'm doing it. This isn't no bullshit. This is a real documentary, man.
Okay. Oh yeah, man. Stacey's a cool guy, man. I've known him for quite a while.
I did not know you knew Stacy. He lives he lives 2 miles, literally 2 miles down the road from me.
Okay.
He picks me up all the time. You know, we just finished filming The Mookie Experiments 4 weeks ago.
That's awesome, man. That's better. Yeah. Well, when it comes out, man, be sure to share it to the group.
Hell yeah, bro.
Well, with that being said, Mistress, you have anything else you want to add, or you?
Just be safe, guys. Just be careful and be safe.
That's the best advice I think we could all use. Yeah.
And you know what? God bless everybody.
And thanks everyone for the good questions. I appreciate that.